Good evening. We keep ending in the same place, don't we? Mourning victims who could have been any of us, scratching our heads over possible motives and reciting the growing list, all those places where mass violence has snuffed out or threatened to take innocent lives. Tonight, just days after the Colorado Springs attack, we are absorbing details of the latest horrific mass shooting in this country. 6 people at a Chesapeake, Virginia Walmart shot to death by a longtime store employee who opened fire with a handgun. Several others were wounded. A survivor saying the attack in an employee break room was preceded by the gunman's laughter. The 31-year-old took his own life before police arrived. The killer, described by a senior law enforcement official as a disgruntled employee. But what that means as to a specific motive is unclear. In a statement, President Biden speaking what many are thinking tonight. There are now even more tables across the country that will have empty seats this Thanksgiving. NBC's Cal Perry is in Chesapeake with the latest.
Tragedy in Chesapeake, Virginia.
How many medics do we have left in the city right now?
Currently 6 medics available.
Go ahead and dispatch all of them.
911 receiving its first call to the Walmart Supercenter at 10:12 p.m. Officers arriving within 2 minutes.
We got a whole scene out here, but it's crazy out here right now. They everywhere.
The 31-year-old shooter, who police say worked at the store since 2010, came armed with a handgun and multiple magazines. One senior law enforcement official tells NBC News he was a disgruntled employee.
I literally was frozen. I just stood there. I literally could be dead right now. It didn't kick in until I looked at my coworker and she was bleeding out of her neck.
6 people were killed, ranging in age from 16 to 70. At least 4 others were wounded before the shooter turned the gun on himself.
The investigation's still ongoing, and we'll be processing that scene for days.
The most important thing we need to do is come around families and support them. It's unimaginable what they're dealing with today.
24-year-old Jalen Jones had been working at the Walmart for about a year. He's recovering at a nearby hospital.
He knew he was being shot. He made it to the front of the store, and then when he made it to the front of the store, he was shot again.
I have to live with that now.
28-year-old Jessie says it was just her 5th day on the job.
I saw a lot of bad things that happen to really good people, and I didn't understand it, and it didn't feel real.
She says she was in the break room when the shooter came in laughing and started firing.
He's got the gun pointed at me, and he looks at me, and he puts the gun up in the air, and all he says is, "Jesse, go home." I ran. I didn't look back. I didn't want to look back.
Do you know why he let you go, Jesse? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't.
So far, there's no word on motive, and it's unclear if the victims were targeted. Authorities today cordoned off this vehicle in the parking lot, saying it's a vehicle of interest.
It's heartbreaking.
Chesapeake, Virginia, just the latest community left grappling with yet another senseless shooting.
It was just 2 days ago that I was contacting one of my colleagues at Colorado Springs, wishing her well and checking in to see how she was doing after she had just taken care of shooting victims. So it's very disheartening that now I'm in the same position with my colleagues from across the country checking in on me.
Cal, what are investigators focusing on right now?
Lester, investigators are focused on any connection they can find between the victims and the shooter. For example, if any of the victims worked with the shooter, that could go a long way in finding a motive.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.